Very passable, this. Very passable.
Nothing like a good glass of Chateau de Chassier, eh, Josiah?
Ah, you're right there, Obadiah.
Who'd have thought 30 years ago we'd be sitting here drinking Chateau de Chassier wine, working from home and doing a video conference?
Aye. In them days, we'd have been glad to have a desk, a landline and a cup of tea.
A cup of cold tea.
Without milk or sugar.
Or tea.
In a filthy, cracked cup.
We never used to have a cup at work. We used to have to drink out of a cold, rolled-up newspaper.
The best we could manage was to suck on a piece of damp cloth.
But, you know, we were happy in those days, though we were poor, because we had great workplaces and leaders.
Aye, because we were poor. My old dad used to say to me, money doesn't buy you happiness or great leaders.
He was right. I was happier then and I had nothing. We used to work in this tiny old factory with holes in the roof.
Factory? You were lucky to have a factory. We used to all work in one office, all 126 of us, no furniture, half the floor were missing. We were all huddled together in one corner of the room for fear of falling.
You were lucky to have an office. We used to have to work in a corridor.
Oh, we used to dream of working in a corridor. Would have been a palace to us. We used to work in an old water tank on a rubbish tip. We got woken up every morning by having a load of rotting fish dumped all over us. Factory.
Well, when I say factory, it was only a hole in the ground covered by a piece of tarpaulin, but it was a factory to us.
I was made redundant from my hole in the ground. I had to go and find work in a lake.
You were lucky to work in a lake. There were 160 of us working in a small shoebox in the corner of the road.
Cardboard box.
Aye?
You were lucky. I once worked for 3 months in a brown paper bag in a septic tank. I used to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, clean bag, eat a crust of stale bread, go to work for 14 hours a day, week in, week out, and if I were late, the HR manager would thrash me with his belt.
Well, I used to have to get out to the lake at 3 o'clock in the morning, clean the lake, eat a handful of hot gravel, go to work every day for twopence a month, and if I were late, the HR manager would beat me around the head and neck with a broken bottle, if I were lucky.
Well, I had it tough. I used to have to get up out of the shoebox at 12 o'clock at night and lick the road clean with my tongue. I had half a handful of freezing cold gravel, worked 24 hours a day for 4p every 6 years, and when I got to work, the HR manager, he'd slice me in two with a bread knife.
I had to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock at night, half an hour before I went to bed, drink a cup of sulfuric acid, work 29 hours a day, pay my manager for permission to come to work, and when I got there, the HR manager and the L&D manager would kill me and dance about on my grave singing hallelujah.
But you try and tell the millennials today that, and they won't believe you.
Nope.
If you want to look forwards at the future of work instead of reminiscing about its past, get yourself to the CIPD conference and exhibition in November. Thanks.